Yes, we are live.
Do we wait for another minute or so before we can start?
Yes, I think that
Yes,
would
we'll
be
wait.
better.
Three
Yes.
minutes to
Um,
five, maybe at 5 minutes to five, we will begin, hoping
Sure,
that
sure.
some more students will be with us.
Yeah,
I
sure.
will also check over YouTube if everything is appropriately visible. Yes, it's live. Shall we begin? Yeah. Good evening, students. We are Team Diksharam or Team SIP. I'm Ms. Radhika Rajwani. I also have my colleagues and co-SIP coordinators here with me, Anamika ma'am, Firdaus ma'am, and myself. All three of us are involved in bringing the Diksharam to you, FY students. And today we have our concluding session, wherein we are trying to also summarize in many ways all that we have experienced and um, viewed together, learned together through a series of sessions by different resource persons, activities, a whole lot of self exploration. And this particular endeavor was something which we really put in a lot of effort in, because this is something very unique to our college, right? This is something which very few colleges are currently implementing, and we hope that the Diksharam would be something that all FY students really enjoy and have a big takeaway from, right? So, on that note, we would like to start the concluding session. Anamika ma'am, Fidos ma'am, any comments?
Yeah, just very happy to be here, and it's a very wonderful closure to this endeavor that we started out with when all the first year students were very new. And I still remember some of them were a little anxious, were a little unsure. I hope that even though we can't see your faces in this online session, but from whatever creative entries that we have received from your end, we can tell that at least some of you feel a lot more settled now, and that itself for us is an achievement that at some level this program has been successful in ensuring a smooth transition that you may have achieved from your school life or your junior college life into degree college. And we totally look forward to interacting with you as you go on further in your journey in the next couple of years. But before that, of course, while this is the concluding session, there is a lot more in store for you today and for the next couple of weeks on behalf of Team SIP. So I hope that you all are looking forward to that as much as we are.
Hello, good evening, students. A very warm welcome on behalf of the team SIP. We are very happy with you and the concluding session. Then this session, as Radhika ma'am and Amika ma'am said, we're going to relive all those moments. We're going to relive all those memories that we've had in all the sessions of the SIP, and we are going to also he'll let you, and there'll be a lot of interesting activity of things that will be happening. We'll be reading out your creative entries. We'll be summing up the entire session, and it will be a quick recap. And thanks for being a part of this entire journey with us. So we are really looking forward to your active participation today also. So welcome once again to each one of you all students.
So, just to start off where our Diksharam sort of was inaugurated, um, what is Diksharam? I remember, like Anamika ma'am said, so many of you all found yourself in that auditorium listening so intently to everything that Principal Sir was saying in his address, what all your vice principals, teachers were telling you about the college, the departments, the various activities, co-curricular events, initiatives that you all can become a part of, the various cells, societies, associations. There was a lot of discussion on the do's and don'ts of being a student in Jai Hind College, and all of you had this expression of concentration, and you all really, we could see that you have these aspirations and these dreams that you really wish to fulfill in the college. So Diksharam was at that point introduced to you all as this one program which we had curated, keeping in mind that this is quite a big transition from school life, junior college life, to that of degree college life. And I was just having this conversation with a couple of F5 students just today, that degree college is a whole new world, right? Because you get to learn as an adult. You get to really learn a lot about subjects that you're so interested in, and you groom yourself as an adult, as someone who is responsible, reliable. You no longer have the scope or the room to, you don't feel like making mistakes. You feel you should be able to take these decisions. So there are a whole lot of expectations, a whole lot of pressure in terms of who am I, what are my interests like, what will be my career like, etc. So Diksharam was something which we implemented and initiated as a point of, like a starting point for this journey of yours, wherein we hope to introduce you to the various aspects of the college in an administrative way, but also your different teachers get you to explore certain topics of self exploration, what it means to be a youth in today's times, etc. So that is the whole thought process behind Diksharam. And we hope, of course, we conducted these sessions over a period of time. So we hope that by now you are already familiar with what it means to be a Jai Hind College student, and you will continue to work on yourself, the world around you, and become a point of inspiration for your juniors when you come back, much like your alumni and seniors did in the very first session. Over to the introductory session. Anamika ma'am, Fidos ma'am, would you all like to speak a little bit about it?
Yeah.
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 So the introductory session, if you remember, was an offline session where we interacted with you all for the first time. And it was so heartening to see all of you come to us in such large numbers that we were almost worried that the seating is not going to be enough for us. But thank God that it was enough, and we were able to present to you, as Radhika ma'am said, this very, very unique induction program, which was sort of explained to you in terms of the rationale. The principal sir gave his address and gave some of his learnings and shared some of his experiences with all of you. If you remember, you had also filled a pre-SIP form, which in which you indicated, some of your opinions about different value systems, about decision making as an adult, about relationships with your friends, with your family, the relationship with the community and society at large. Right. So we will, of course, be now sending across a post SIP form as well, because we need to see how you all have progressed from, being what you were at the start of Diksharam. And now that we are nearing to a closure with all of our discussions and reflections, and the self exploration journey that you have undertaken, we would like to assume that you are now a changed person. You can see certain differences in your approach to relationships, in your approach to your own self, the college life, and the sort of entire surrounding of the society and community and the global circle that you are a part of, right? So that is something which I think that is a comparison that has yet to come, and I'm sure it will be a very, very heartening comparison for you as well, because you will be able to see that change develop or emanate within yourself. And I think that change is going to be a starting point for a much longer journey of many, many more such positive changes. Of course, Radhika ma'am already mentioned that this student induction program is something very unique to our college, and it means something to be a student of Jai Hind College. There is a uniqueness, there is a very, very sort of different anchorage that you have in terms of your value system. When you are a student of Jai Hind College, whether it is in terms of the relationship that you have with your friend circle, with your juniors, with your seniors, or with your teachers, because these are the kind of relationships that are going to last you a lifetime. I remember saying this even at the introductory session, that you may step out of Jai Hind College when you graduate, but Jai Hind College should not step out of you. It should stay in you. It should be a part of your personality, such that it becomes it becomes a means of differentiating you from many others around you, and it becomes a factor of connection that you can create with other people who belong to this same cultural context, this same turf of Jai Hind College, right? And that is in fact the connection that I remember a lot of the alumni, the students who came back to us, expressed to all of you when they interacted with you, and how they shared their different experiences, whether these were in the pandemic period or they were in the recent times, right? So you also had certain third year students who came and interacted with you, and who expressed what it is to be a Jai Hind College student, and how they have evolved as individuals from being very unsure or being a little afraid at the first year level, to slowly and gradually finding their ground, finding their calling as they reach the third year. We also spoke a little bit about maintaining an SIP journal, and I really hope that all of you have already gotten into the habit of journaling. Students, journaling is a very, very healthy habit. Of course, we have initiated you towards it in line with some of the aims of the Diksharam, or the student induction program, because we are helping you explore some values in a manner of self reflection, in a manner of self exploration, whereby you go through some of your experiences, you think about some of your observations, and on the basis of that, you arrive at some inferences and some observations about the different values that you encounter and interact with or apply. However, please remember that journaling is a very, very healthy habit that can also be therapeutic in other contexts. So if you've already gotten into the habit of noting down your reflections, filling in that journal, reflecting on some of the guiding questions that we have given you, or just making some reflections otherwise, this is a habit that's really going to stand you in good stead. I hope that you continue to maintain it. Of course, we are going to soon ask you to submit the SIP journal, because that is also an integral part of this program and will be required for your eventual certification. But I hope, and we all hope, in fact, that this is a habit that you have enjoyed inculcating, and I hope that you hold on to it even as we go along together on this wonderful journey of being a part of Jai Hind College. Okay, so that was a recapitulation of the introductory session. I hope that we've been able to help you jog your memories a little bit. Let's move on. Okay, the session on the self. Firdaus ma'am, why don't we hear from you?
Yes. Yes, so once again, welcome to all of you. So we had our first session, which was in self, and I hope you remember all of you all were in the auditorium. The session was conducted by Mehak Punjabi. We remember the enthusiasm you all had when ma'am showed you the presentations with the videos and the activities that were done with you in that particular session. And I think the most important thing is understanding yourself. It's something which is a very broader aspect, and it is something which we keep on evolving. You keep on learning. And one of the most important things, there are different perspectives. When you grow up, right from your childhood to the times that you are in your school to the college and in your later workplace life and everything, you come across people, you meet people. And I think when you're meeting people, you're interacting people, you're learning, you're also evolving as a person. You learn from your mistakes, you learn from good values from people. At times you're motivated, you're influenced, you have some of your, you may, all of you all would be having a particular role model in your life. You learn, you look up to, you want to be like that particular person. And one thing which is very very important, we all have our different situations, we are all in different circumstances. You need to understand them. And most important thing, whenever whenever you are looking at this particular thing, have empathy for others. One of the most important thing when you look about self development is not just to understand yourself but also to understand others. Understand your emotions, value this, and most important is self love. The we always look for acceptance from others, but what is also very very important is that you yourself think that okay, you yourself should be happy that okay, whatever you have done, you have given your best out for it, and there's nothing more that you give your best to whatever you do in life. And the most important is introspect. There are not times that we're always going to take the correct decisions. We are going to learn from each of our decisions. Like sometimes you do something and sometimes some situations, circumstances also teach you a lot. You learn from things. Take everything as a learning lesson. Never give up on things. When you're talking about yourself, never feel dejected. If there are highs in life, there are going to be lows in life. Learn from them. And there's nothing which is constant, right? So you think, oh, why I'm facing those difficult times, why I'm facing, if happiness couldn't be for a longer time, how could this sadness or how this lower time could be in your life? Each time, each phases tell you something. So where in that particular session you all were talked about your relation with self, with various aspects and through various things. And the most important is the activities for self exploration. Self exploration is a continuous evolving journey. You learn things at times which I think right from your childhood till the time of your old age and everything. So it's continuously evolving. You need to learn, and the most important is take the learning lesson and work and try to be a better person. A better person which will not, which will contribute not to your family, to your friends, to the society. And as we've discussed are different modules which are on nature, which are on world. So this session literally was most important because the first thing is understanding self. And once you understand self, it's only then that your relation with the other things in the life gets it to be. So this is our session. Over to Radhika ma'am.
Very well put, Firdaus ma'am, that you have to accept the highs and you have to accept the lows. And Mehak ma'am, being the college counselor, also brought in that level of understanding from someone who has heard people share their experiences, and especially when it comes to the young adult age group. Ma'am also was, I think, instrumental in making you all maybe just face these fears and ideas that you have about your own self, be it body shame issues or bullying, or how we at times create this version, an ideal version of ourselves, and expect ourselves to constantly live up to that particular ideal image. So ma'am really made us all, in whoever was present in the auditorium, understand the various nuances of the self, and how in each of our daily interactions, we sometimes limit ourselves, and we how self love is perhaps the first step towards that sense of acceptance and towards nurturing your relationship with others. Like Firdaus ma'am also sort of summarized that it all starts from your own self, right? So we often don't look at ourselves the way we should, how we need to celebrate ourselves and accept ourselves in all our glory. So that was what the session on self was about, and we hope that you carry this self love throughout your life wherever you go, and groom yourself not just through your academic knowledge but also the various co-curricular activities that you participate in, the various achievements that you are awarded with, or for that matter even the failures that you may go through in life. So groom yourself, nurture yourself, and love yourself through all these stages. And always remember that much like you, everybody around you is also having their own set of challenges and issues, right? So that was what the session on the self was about. Moving on to the next session, Anamika ma'am.
Right. So the session three, which we of course had very, very recently, was on family and society. And we had all the three of us, Team SIP, take you through this journey. And a lot of these sessions, the manner in which they are planned content wise is about this concentric circle that develops from the self and moves into family, society, nature, and eventually the world, right? So you can see that that small concentric circle of self is supposed to grow, right? So once you strengthen your sense of self, can you slowly and gradually expand that circle of belonging into family, right? So we explored the importance of nurturing familial relationships, even though at a young age or as adolescents we may feel rebellious at this point of time. We may want to rebel against some of the thought processes or belief systems of our family members. We may want to do our own thing, but this is also the time for you to also develop a certain sense of acceptance for difference, right? And we spoke about exploring different values in familial relationship, whether it has to do with respect, trust, integrity, inclusivity, and a plethora of these values that you come across as you interact in different family setups. I remember that we also spoke about how family is not a singular kind of unit. You may be a part of different familial structures at different points of time, whether it is your immediate family, which may be a nuclear family or a joint family. Some of us in the urban spaces also have extended families, or sometimes the circle of the friends that you choose for yourself can be like an adopted family because you end up spending more time with them, right? So as you interact with this circle of belonging that you have around you, whether it is your family consisting of your parents, siblings, uncles and aunts, or it is your chosen family of the friends, uh, obviously different interactions lead to different expectations, and some of these expectations can be a cause for conflict. However, it is only through communication that slowly and gradually we come to recognize what values are essential in the different relationships that we have with different family members, and how is it that we can strengthen this familial bonding, because this then becomes our means of expanding our circle and moving on to the circle of community or the society, right? So that was the next concept that we explored together, which was the concept of society and predominantly the relationship between self, family, and society, right? And one of the very crucial questions that we tried to explore and unravel together was that of a number of challenges that we face in society, and how can we contribute at an individual level, because it is very, very obvious to feel overwhelmed by all that is going on around us. There are a plethora of social concerns that we are grappling with on a daily basis, and often that sense of overwhelming becomes a cause for, passivity, because we are too scared, we are too fearful of, being able to make a meaningful contribution. So if you remember, students, we discussed examples of some individuals who in their own way became a spark for change, in different fields, whether it is the field of education or environment, or different sort of social setups, right? So these individuals, through their contribution, did bring about a slow and steady change. Obviously, no change comes about overnight, but as long as we are ready to engage, as long as we are ready to expand our circle and accept the fact that we are a part of this society, and therefore the responsibility to better this society also rests on our shoulders, we will definitely be able to make some contribution which is meaningful, because no contribution is big or small. Every contribution carries meaning as long as it has the right intent, right? So these were some of the ideas that we explored via different polls. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I know some of the students who joined live were able to participate in the polls, and we had some very, very interesting results that came out. So, in case you've missed that session, it's still there on our channel. Please go ahead and watch it and make the most of it. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Over to Firdaus ma'am and Radhika ma'am.
Radhika, you are on mute.
Thank you. So I was just saying that the last session that we covered earlier this week was on nature and the world. And this particular session was also very special because it was engaged by two of our senior faculty members of Jai Hind College, Dr. Devangi Chachad and Ms. N.K. Jyoti. Both these teachers really put in the effort to understand this topic, the nuances of it, and try to sort of wrap it in a manner that would be very feasible, very easy to grasp, and very application based, right? Because that's what we hope would be the outcome of this particular program, wherein we are not just talking in theory, but we're also looking at how can I become a better citizen, a better friend, a better son, daughter, etc., using very practical and day-to-day interactions, right? So nature and the world, as Anamika ma'am said, that we are moving, the topic has been planned keeping in mind that your radius of influence and impact is sort of widening, right? You start with yourself, then comes your close family members, etc. Then comes your larger society, and eventually we are now talking about the whole world, right? The nature around you, the environment around you, the socio political economical context, as well as you as a citizen of the global society. So students, now you are at an age where after education you will be placed in different industries, fields. Some of you may choose to become entrepreneurs, some of you may become public figures. Each one of you will have a lot of power and agency to create a difference and to have an impact on the world. So uh, that journey starts now, right? These are certain changes and certain initiatives that you can take willingly and consciously at this age and this stage in life, in order to have that sense of appropriate impact at a later age. So nature and world, both these sessions were towards that particular goal, and both of these teachers, through their level of expertise and understanding their worldview, tried to bring that particular set of knowledge to you through an online platform, right? Firdaus ma'am, any other introductory remarks?
Yes, and as Radhika Ma'am has very beautifully summed up about the entire session on nature and world, and the most important thing through the entire session, Devangi Ma'am, which she said about a quotation, which she said about we need to preserve the resources in nature. Otherwise, there would be a time when we would have to see them in exhibitions, or we would have to see them in certain things. And I think each one of us have a responsibility towards nature. And each one of us, maybe in our campus, the initiative that a college has started with regarding to segregating those plastics and all of that, we should be very cautious, careful in using it. The college is doing its bit, But unless we have support and cooperation with student, that is must. Whenever you see what you can do, maybe when you move from your classrooms, switch on the lights, fans, electricity. If the ACs are on, do inform the concerned people that okay, the ACs need to be switched off. When you are traveling, you could say they find me wrapper or something. Ensure that you keep your campus clean, you keep your environment clean, you keep your surrounding clean. When you're traveling, your modes of, so there is a lot which we as individuals we could do a little bit, we could contribute in our own selves, so I think what when ma'am beautifully summed up the different agencies that you all would be a part of it, you all can contribute towards making impacting, bringing about a change in people's life. And I think you should do that. I mean, if all of all would be doing it, but within your capacity, what could be your outreach, because when you do those things, naturally your family will be proud and your college would be proud. So each one of us, we need to take learning takeaways and implement that in our life. So that's it that I had. Over to you, Radhika ma'am.
Thank you so much, Firdaus ma'am. I think that really summarizes all the actions that Devangi ma'am emphasized. How even when we are in college or we are using resources, how we need to keep in mind that we are not only to use it judiciously, but also to remember that these are also resources which can be used by everybody. So it is our duty and our responsibility, and it may seem trivial to you that I am just one person, what difference is it going to make to the world? But unless and until every individual thinks that it is their responsibility and duty, we may never be able to make a large an impact at a larger scale. So it's only when that boon boon se samundar banta hai, so every droplet adds to the whole body of water, right? So when only when every individual contributes to that particular endeavor will we be able to make change happen. So Devangi ma'am also spoke about how coexistence works in the natural environment. Ma'am showed you all videos. Ma'am showed you all some interesting videos about sustainable living and protecting and conserving the environment. But through those videos and that discussion, ma'am also highlighted how nature advocates coexistence of species, coexistence of living beings, and how living creatures all around us adapt. So why should humans consider themselves different, right, distinct? Human beings also have the ability, the potential, and the responsibility of maintaining that coexistence and harmonious existence on this beautiful planet that we are a part of. So conserving and protecting your nature does not just mean planting a sapling and forgetting about it. It means watering it, nurturing it, um, making it, enabling it. And that also means enabling the people around you and becoming a part of that very ecosystem and that natural world that we thrive in. So through Devangi Man's session, we understood that sustainable living need not be these big decisions or need not always be these big projects. They may be very small actions taken by an individual on a day to day basis, which can contribute to a peaceful coexistence amongst all human beings and of human beings with other creatures, plants, etc. So that was what Devangi ma'am's session focused on. And eventually, those benefits would be something that we would all be able to enjoy, right? So, why not commit to taking those actions and um, practice a life which is sustainable for this planet that we are living on, and trying to incorporate that those actions in our day-to-day interactions and daily life. So if you all have ever been to the classrooms in the main building of our college, you will see those posters which have been put up on the felt boards in the college, right? That are you a Jai Hindite? Then switch off all the lights if they are not in use. So uh, it's our responsibility to commit to it, and our responsibility to also inform others, make them aware in case they are forgetting. We are not perfect. So um, even if you take those small decisions on a day-to-day basis, we will be able to protect and conserve this the nature that is all around us. Further, we moved to Jyoti ma'am's lecture. Jyoti ma'am's session was about the youth and the world. Right now, that is quite an intimidating thought. That as a citizen, as a young adult, you're part of this group of people who can have far-reaching consequences. It's in your hands that the future of our country, the future of this world, lies. So how do you fathom that thought? How do you interpret that thought? That itself can be quite a task. So Jyoti ma'am gave this wonderful lecture on breaking down these various ways in which the youth of today can contribute to becoming global leaders. How they can groom themselves, sorry, to become global leaders. How they can create impact at the global platform. And again, that starts in many ways by the recognition and exploration of the self. If you remember, ma'am gave this list of words wherein she asked, who am I? And she had given these jumbled words, and when you unscramble those words, you realize that I am a friend, I am a son, I'm a daughter, I'm a student, I am a supporter, I'm a cheerleader, I am someone who can create change. So many words, so many roles that you can adopt in order to have that sense of impact and influence, right? Firdaus ma'am, Anamika ma'am, would you all like to add it?
Yeah. Just a few things that struck me as very, very enlightening from Jyoti ma'am's session, in addition to what Radhika ma'am has said already. One of the very, very crucial things that she said was that you all are youngsters. You have a greater propensity to adapt to changes than adults do. As you move towards adult life, you become a little more set in your ideas, and therefore resistant to too many changes. Yeah, for example, if you remember the pandemic period, it was the easiest for the youngsters to adapt to the new technology that had come in. I mean, even for us teachers, sometimes our students were guiding us that, ma'am, click on that icon, ma'am, look into the camera, ma'am, just, turn your laptop around, we can't see you. Right, so it was the easiest for the youngsters to be able to take that challenge on as a kind of an adventure and find their way through it. And that's something that Jyoti ma'am really reminded you all, that you all are youngsters. Really take the advantage of this time that you have, when you can adapt to changes, when you can therefore bring about a different world into existence, right? Because as youngsters, you all can contribute a lot more. You are more amenable to different mindsets. You are not all that resistant to change. And another thing that she said was that it's not that as adults we have to completely, settle or completely freeze our belief systems. As long as we can keep this younger person in us alive, we can continue to live our lives in that manner. And that, I think, is very, very crucial to the manner in which we respond to the larger world around us. Because in today's day and age, the world is changing on an everyday basis, an every moment basis, right? So how do we continue to survive or sustain in this world meaningfully? We perhaps keep that younger person in us alive, and keep our mind active and happy to receive different kinds of changes that are taking place around her. And the second thing that was really interesting to me in Jyoti ma'am's session was also the number of examples of different movements that she gave, whether it was the Chipko movement or many other such examples where people had contributed to sustain a change, to sustain a different way of thought. And the fact that these movements have happened, not just in our country but the rest of the world as well, is a testimony to the fact that change can come about. Transition, transformation is possible. And as long as it's a transformation that is well intentioned, definitely it's going to make a difference. These were the two things that I really wanted to foreground once again, in addition to what Radhika ma'am and Firdaus ma'am have said already. And again, I remember how Jyoti ma'am also identified the importance of, that self exploration. And with that, we come a full circle, that from the world we once again go back to the self, and how all of these are concepts that are intricately connected with each other. We can't look at any of them in isolation, because they are only looked at in connection with each other. And it is only through these connections that perhaps we are going to be able to move towards a world that can be transformed in a manner that's positive. Over to Firdaus ma'am.
Yes, students. So, as it has been very wonderfully summed up by Radhika ma'am and Namika ma'am about nature world, about your responsibilities, about the role that you have played. So, this was the entire sum up of the sessions that we had in the hybrid mode. So, we had two sessions in the offline mode, the other two in the online mode, and today we are again, once again, back to you with our concluding session. And if you remember, we had circulated a Google form with you where we wanted to showcase your, yeah, and lovely. I think this pictures bring back to you a lot of images of our various sessions. I think the entire auditorium being filled with all of you all being there for an offline session was a complete different experience for all of us, which we literally enjoyed. I think post COVID, this was one of the first session that we conducted, you could say, in auditorium. And the above pictures are entire student team, which helped us, which were the backbone, which helped us in making sure smooth coordination of the session. And we have certain images of the sessions. This was a poll which Radhika ma'am had
Jyoti ma'am.
conducted, and so Jyoti ma'am had conducted. So it's very wonderfully there for you, so to show, to see the through images, through pictures. At times, pictures relive your emotions, your memories. They bring back the, I mean, different kind range of emotions into your mind. So this picture sums up very much all the sessions that we've had it here, and that's so.
Students, one privilege that we definitely experience as SIP coordinators is that we can very proudly claim that we get to interact with all FYs, irrespective of whether we are teaching them or not. So I think the offline sessions were great, or a great way to meet you all firsthand. And what really helped us just connect with you was also the enthusiasm with which you showed up. Of course, these online sessions were planned keeping in mind that they can be viewed anytime and any place once we are through with it as well. So we are hoping that this will also reach far more number of people who maybe could not attend due to other lectures or other commitments. So we are very proud to say that this entire SIP 23-24 was quite a success, given that the students showed that sense of encouragement, enthusiasm to us. And again, because it was in the hybrid mode. Last year we were also able to achieve it in a hybrid mode, although the structure was a little different. This time, of course, we had the auditorium, which was a great way to see all in such large numbers. Anamika ma'am, any inputs here?
Yeah, it's just beautiful memories that have come back, because, like I said, I remember the first session, and the students came to us in such large numbers, and it was not only was it overwhelming, but also it was, our hearts were full. That, oh wow, just one message, and the entire FI faculty has come and wants to be a part of this change that we are trying to bring about. So I hope that you are able to sustain that spirit of inquiry with which you came to us for the very first session. I hope that you all are still those, those very students with, those faces which, okay, maybe, you are a little more comfortable now in college in terms of the surroundings. But I hope that spirit of inquiry and that desire for change is something that you still carry inside of you. Which is why we have the images. You can go back to them, see, try and find yourself there, and see what how you feel about it.
Yes, students. So, like ma'am said, that many of you were also quite eager when it came to the SIP and contacted us regarding the next session. Ma'am, what's the next step? How do I maintain my SIP journal, etc.? And we thought that the entire SIP was a lot about us, speaking a lot to you, but we also wanted to bring in a sort of a platform for you to submit to us entries regarding your own self exploration, your journey in Jai Hind as a student. Some of you have also come to Mumbai to Jai Hind College as an outstation student. So we also wanted to celebrate that journey of yours, which is why we circulated a form wherein we asked you to submit your creative entries in your choice of expression, right? And we were very happy that most of you all have attempted to write. Most of you all have written beautiful pieces about your experiences, your vulnerabilities, your strengths, your limitations, and these are just so honest. These are just so raw, and we were quite moved to read most of them. So we have selected a few. Of course, this does not do justice to the the interest and the numbers that we have definitely received, but we don't have that kind of a time also to showcase all, which we will still continue to try and achieve. But just to kind of give you a glimpse of some of them, we'll be presenting some entries to you. Please do give a shout out to your friends in case they are featured. Before we move on, we have Srila ma'am also over here. I'll just quickly ask her if she is in a position to join us.
If you all remember, students, Srila ma'am was one of the guiding forces behind our Diksharam. She had spoken to you during the introductory session, and she was very much, the person whom we have been going to constantly for guidance, for advice. If at any point of time we felt that, things were not going our way, or could we do this any better, she was always there, and she has supported us in this journey throughout. This journey would not have been possible had it not been for her guidance, her support. We would be very happy if
Yes.
she's in a
And we
position.
are also learners. So, ma'am
Yes,
has been our point of contact for every small kind of doubt, and ma'am has just been a call away. Ma'am, we are
right
just,
from us,
we
Ratna.
know that you're also very busy right now, but we're just quickly adding you to the live feed so that the students also know that teachers also have teachers.
Yes, and right from us, from our first session, when we even thought of doing SIP, right from the time for telling us to join this FDP and then guiding us through the entire session, she's been sitting with us for everything that we bring out to you. It's all through Srila Ma'am's advice and guidance that we are able to get it done.
Sheila
Ma'am,
ma'am, I
final
know
words from
we know
you.
you're very busy, but you will have to say something.
Okay, am I audible to all the students?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
audible and
ma'am. Yes,
visible.
ma'am.
Okay, so good evening to all my dear students. Good evening, Anamika madam, Radhika madam, Firdaus madam. So it's really nice, although I cannot see any one of you. I'm sure that with every passing year, uh, these three unique teachers who are actually your friends, your philosophers, and your guides towards a better future, towards guiding you to becoming a better individual. They will be organizing your um, closing ceremony in the auditorium. Right? Am I right, all of you? Radhika madam, Anamika madam, and Firdaus madam. Even if we could not do it this
Fingers
year,
crossed, ma'am.
Fingers
yes,
crossed,
yes,
ma'am.
we'll have our fingers crossed. And next year it will be a grand affair where we will not be having online. We'll be much better organized and we will be having it offline in the auditorium.
Yes.
Such kind of things are always better if there is more interaction. We want it to come from you, from all you students. We wanted to come from you what your experiences are, and there is no teacher and there is no learner over here. We also, I feel, learn a lot from you, and learning is always lifelong. So I don't think that we can teach each other. I think we can only learn from each other, from uh, by sharing our experiences. So let us take it that way, and let us keep be positive about everything. I did call our principal up, but I think he's also very busy. So on his behalf, I apologize that he could not join us today. But
Not at
our
all, ma'am.
blessings are always there with you all. God bless you all. God bless Radhika ma'am, Firdaus ma'am, and Anamika ma'am. And God bless you, and much love to all my dear students out there. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am, for joining us
Thank you so much,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
it's
and
Thank
for
you very much for
everything that you have
everything.
done for us.
Not at
Yes,
all.
and we have literally sent you messages.
Not
You
at all.
recorded it for everything and helped us out in every arrangements, every permissions.
No, no, no. It was my pleasure. I learned a lot from. I've seen how selflessly you have been working, and this is not something which is like many of the other activities that we have in the college. And despite that, I must say that the way the three of you have worked so selflessly is by itself a learning experience, of course, for the students and for me as well. So you have taught them the first learning experience of their lives, that not to be materialistic and to be selflessly moving towards doing what you think is right at that moment. So I think that is the best, one of the best lessons that you have taught them.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
Thank you
so
ma'am,
very
for
much,
much. It's
ma'am.
so
encouraging
sweet of
us,
you.
to,
Praising us.
keep at it, because there were moments when we were afraid. Uh,
I think ma'am is on mute, right?
yeah,
Ma'am is, I think, getting disconnected.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, students, that was Shrila ma'am, who's been our friend, philosopher, and guide, who's been with us throughout in this journey, and is is like I said, a very, very an important guiding force behind this entire program. So it was really nice that she could be with us today, despite the busy schedule.
I think ma'am got a call, so she's got disconnected. At least I'm glad we were able to have
Yes.
ma'am with me.
Yeah.
Share her opinion, thoughts with the students.
Okay. Looking forward to now sharing
Yes.
your entries with you. And I hope that some of you are watching us live. At least the students who have sent us these entries, I hope you're all there. And if you see, as Radhika ma'am said, if you see any of your friends' names, please do remember to give us a shout out or give them a shout out in the comments.
So the first entry that we are looking at, give me just 1 second, I'll I present. Um, it's just loading. Have a look at this. I hope
I think, Radhika ma'am, you can read it out for the benefit of all the students.
Yes, please. I'll just do it because it's the font is a little too small, right? Uh, there's no way that I can zoom
I
it.
No,
can,
I
should I
think
do it from
if
my
we
side? I
zoom,
think I
yeah,
can see it.
if we zoom it for ourselves, I think we can read it. Like I can read it now because I've just zoomed it for
Okay,
my own screen.
Yeah.
so let me
Firdaus
just
ma'am,
zoom
do you
out.
want to read? Go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, Radhika, you go ahead. I'll read the second one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So first year in college, in halls of knowledge, I took my stride. A first year journey with dreams to confide. Degree college beckoned a world untold, a tapestry of stories waiting to unfold. Lectures and lessons, a scholarly dance. I entered the realm of intellectual trance. Pages turned like seasons in bloom. In the library's hush, my mind found room. Freshman footsteps echoed in the corridor. Curiosity sparked like never before. Subjects and syllabi a maze to explore. In the labyrinth of learning, I sought for more. Professors guides with wisdom profound, igniting the intellect on fertile ground. Classmates are diverse, the mosaic of thought. In the mosaic of knowledge, we were caught. Essays and exams a rite of passage, a journey of growth from every class. From the cocoon of high school, I emerged. In the crucible of college, my spirits surged. Late night discussions under moonlit skies, philosophies debated with stars in our eyes, extracurricular hues painted on the canvas, in the gallery of memories, moments to miss. Through canteen laughter and foyer chatter, I found my rhythm, the heart's soft patter, a tapestry woven with friendship's thread. In the first year's tapestry, memories spread. Oh, first year in college, a chapter has begun. With each dawn's chorus, a new lesson spun. In the tapestry of time, this year's a gleam, a poetic prologue to a lifelong dream. This is by Asavi Kapadia from FYPA.
So lovely and very well summed up, the way that the first year in college is, like
Um, I think we have read the poem at the correct time. We are also joined by Principal Dabulkar sir. I'm just adding
yes,
sir to
Oh
the live
wow.
stream.
yeah.
I
Lovely.
don't lovely poem, and really I don't believe that first year BA student has done
Yes,
this
sir.
great
Yes,
poem,
sir.
a great poem. So I think
So
that's
they
the
sent in
input.
lot
Was it?
entries.
Oh wow! How
So
many
we
are
would
out there online?
Um,
So the numbers are fluctuating, sir. Right now, we are not
Yeah,
able to exactly see.
fine, fine, not an
Uh,
issue.
So
People
we
are
would
doing
like
it.
to welcome you to the concluding session, and we are addressing our first year students, sir. So definitely, we would like to also hear a few words from you.
you,
Sure, sure. Thank you, Radhika. First of all, I'm really pleased, and in you people are doing great job. I would like to thank Radhika, Firdos, and Anamika. That we at Jai Hind College, how we are different that you are showing, and this is what something it is very close to my heart. That's nothing but your students' inductive program, and you people are really doing some induction program because you are orienting them as what we want, and we believe we in Jai Hind College we believe that our students should be a global leader, global citizen, and in that thing you are doing a really great job. So thank you so much from management and from all the staff and my personal behalf. You people are doing great job.
thank you, sir.
Why
It's
the
our pleasure.
induction? Yeah. Why this induction program? Dear students, let me tell you, these what the faculties we have, they are very experienced faculty and they have seen life more than you. That's why this induction program, and this is as the mandatory program from UGC that we have to induct our students. Now it is not only we at Jai Hind College, we don't believe only in the literacy program, but we educate the students. Education of heart, hand, and mind. That's what we do, and therefore these different programs are there. And if you see, we don't only restrict ourselves into the classroom teaching, but we give them the experiential learning. You when you organize different program, so you learn crisis management, all these different things you learn, and that's what we believe in Jai Hind College. So a boy goes to a balloon seller And he asks, a 6-year-old boy goes to the balloon seller and he asks, uncle, does this black balloon goes up in the sky? So the balloon seller says, yes, it really goes up. Then he says, okay, uncle, what about the pink balloon that it goes up? He says, yes, the pink balloon also goes up. Again, the boy asks, will you use the pink balloon or the red balloon? So the 6-year-old boy
Is the
irritated.
screen?
And then he says, dear, the color of balloon is not important, but what is filled in that balloon, it is important. And that what thing has been filled, that takes you high. So learning of this, what is it? That you know what, we are from different background, from different place, different state, different languages, different bringing, upbringing, and all these things. But what is filled in you, that will take you high. So see that you don't forget what you have to fill up, because we believe that Jai college students should fly high. So that's the learning lesson that we must have through this induction program. Other thing, I just remember the story, in the deep pond there was a colony of insects. uh, the insects goes up through the lily, stalk, and then and they disappear. So likewise, every insect goes up and doesn't come down. So the colony of this insect decides, that everybody is going and they are not coming down up. I mean, from up to down. So let's take a pledge that whoever will go next will come down and will tell that what is happening outside. So okay, fine. So one insect says, okay, I will do that. Okay. So this fellow who this, so he goes up and then realize at the top of the colony there is a
So got disconnected.
Okay.
We can wait.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
just wait.
I think it was patchy network. Yeah, sir has rejoined.
the insect goes right up and then realizes there is proper sunlight, so it dries. And later on, he sees that there is some metamorphism among it, and that insect becomes the dragonfly. Right, so the dragonfly flies because now the dragonfly has got a different wings and all that thing. So there is a liberation, there is a freedom. So he takes round and round and round and realizes, there is a good thing, that is of freedom. And then he realized that I had promised to the others that I will come down and I'll tell you what is there up. So he tries to goes and then he realizes he cannot go down to that. So, what is the learning lesson? That you need to have an aspiration. So, once you go high, you cannot come down at that level. So, you need to forgive, number one. Second, now once you come down, the people are not going to accept because you have become a dragonfly. You have got that metamorphism. So, Karamchand Gandhi cannot be accepted as, Mahatma Gandhi. So that metamorphism you will have to develop, or you have to accept, and you will have to see to that you have to develop that, and you need to retain. So you cannot come down to whatever the level you were, aspiring before that. So that's a great learning lesson from this story. I'm sure we'll keep on meeting and we will interacting more and more on this kind. So I appeal to the students, do not be destination orientation. You need not be destination oriented. You want to go for your master's program, so let me go only for master's program. I want to go in US and I want to do the PhD program. But enjoy the journey between from your first year to third year, first year to your master's program. That journey is important. And remember, please do not highlight the negative or shortcoming of the others. You cannot change your parents, you cannot change your brother and sisters. So do not keep, or you even similarly, you cannot change your colleague, you cannot change your friends. So whatever the positive they have, you highlight that positive, not the negative. Because if you keep on, highlighting the negative of the others, then you will develop stress, you cannot handle the stress, and then your nature, it keeps on changing, that you are always be called as a negative personality. So do keep that mind, that when you go from place to the other, or from one destination to the other destination, enjoy journey, we'll keep on meeting in this journey, and we must share the positivity. And you will have to take the positivity from the others and highlight the positive of the others. That's the life for you, and I'm sure you will enjoy these 3 years of in Jai Hind College, maybe 5 years if you are doing some master's program, maybe more if you are doing some PhD program. But do enjoy the journey. Do not think that, or even if teacher shouts, it is not for negative, but it is for your betterment. And do take all these things positively, and I'm sure you will enjoy life. Because ultimately, a teacher asks the question in the some 5 6 years, or students, that whom you want to be. The kids, they keep on replying, I want to be doctor, I want to be the lawyer, I want to be the solicitor, I want to be, cricketer. And there is only one boy who doesn't answer. So when you see that approach, you will understand that teacher is the only person in this world. So if the teacher says, I think you have not understood the question. I have asked you what you want to be. So he says, madam, I think you have not understood life rightly. So take that life rightly, and I wish you all the best. I am really thankful to all my colleagues that they are really doing a great job. I can see Firdaus sitting in the teacher room. And Firdaus, am I correct? You are in a college and
Yes,
you are
yes,
doing.
yes.
She has come in. Yeah, yeah, she's come in the morning, and you're conducting a program in the evening. Anamika and Radhika also. So this is what they want to make difference in your life. So they are people, they are the milestone in the journey, and they are going to direct that how we need to go ahead. So my teacher and whoever is involved in this process of student induction program, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best. Student, you are our family member, and we are there to help you. So thank you so much for having me over here, and I wish you good luck. Good luck. Over to
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much
sir,
for taking
for the
out time
wonderful
from
words.
your busy schedule, because we knew how busy you are, and we were
And when I told sir no, he was immediately yes. I said, so you have to speak for it, and that's so
Yeah.
sweet of the sir. He had some other work, but he immediately joined us,
we are very
and
fortunate to have you with
Yes,
us.
yes. But I'm sorry for, there was a little
No,
disturbance in
no,
the
sir.
no, no, it's
network.
We
fine. We
heard the
So
take
whole
I'm
technical
sorry
story.
for
issues.
that. And
It happens.
for me, more than administration, more than that shouting work and other thing, I love to be with the students, because they give more positive energy. And I'm sure you will witness, when you go to the hospital or court or police station, you will find negativity. But when you come to the college, like Jai Hind College, you will find the positivity, because
Always,
the
sir.
Yes.
students are they spread the positive energy. Therefore, I love
Definitely.
to be with the students. Yeah. So thank
Thank
you so
you.
Thank you
much for
so much,
having
sir,
me.
for
Thank you, sir.
coming,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. So have you concluded your program?
So we just have some concluding remarks. We were just sharing some creative entries by students. They have
Or
written a lot about their life as a Jahan student, or their journey
wow.
of coming
So
to
I would like to
college.
listen somebody,
Sure, sure,
listen.
sir. So we were
Sure,
just
sure.
talking
We'll
Please,
read
about.
out. We will
yeah,
read
yeah.
out.
Please read out.
This was
Please
the
read out.
poem that we were reading out.
You
It's
just
by
read,
a
yeah.
SIPA student,
Yeah.
and it's commendable that she has been able to articulate these ideas in such a lucid manner. We have some real great poets and upcoming writers
Wow.
amongst our midst, and it's just one of the most beautiful ways of an expression of how first year in college is like. So we were just discussing that. Anamika ma'am, Firdaus ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure they're
what
very
I
beautiful students. Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, I was just to add to what Radhika ma'am said, I think what is lovely about this poem is that it takes into account all the diverse experiences of the first year, whether it is the classroom or the assignments or the moments spent in the canteen or those in the activities. All of them have been beautifully, combined. She uses this word called tapestry, and this poem itself is such a beautiful tapestry of all that first year is all about. That Asavi, I really want to congratulate you for brilliantly bringing together all of these diverse experiences, which can be overwhelming, but as you have very nicely explored these in the course of your poem, you have brought in with you that spirit of curiosity, that spirit of inquiry, that spirit of adventure, which is very reflective of the first year students. So I think you have, as Sir pointed out, you have explored all of these aspects with that spirit of positivity, which is what which strikes me as very, very interesting.
And we are very happy that you recognize and acknowledge that this is a poetic prologue to a lifelong dream. So this is just like the very beginning of this beautiful and adventurous novel that hopefully you will read through with a lot of excitement, and there's so many more chapters in your life, right? So this is just the starting point. So I think wonderfully put, wonderfully expressed. We also have not just BA, but we have also had entries from BCom. We have, I think, we have time for maybe a couple of more or one more.
Yeah, maybe one more.
Yes,
Yeah,
one more.
I'll just bring that in. Um,
Okay,
would anyone like to read it?
I can
Yes.
read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, expectations for the first year of college is filled with excitement along with dread. Although there's so much you intend to do, you never know what lies ahead. So I too began my year with no knowledge of who I want to be, but just the urge to be the best, with the intention of sitting on the last bench but coming first in every test, with the intention of making new friends who make me feel at home. But I promised myself if I had to change to fit in, I much rather stay alone, with hopes that this college had a lot in store for me. But I was someone for whom meeting new people comes with a lot of anxiety, with the intention of being myself, but with a hint of urge to fit in too, with the intention of exploring new things and trying stuff I never got to do, with the intention of making memories. This is a very, very beautiful poem that highlights. I'm very happy how the student has foregrounded some of the vulnerabilities, some of those
Exactly.
vulnerable moments, and how difficult it is to speak about your own vulnerability when you feel insecure, or when you feel unsafe, or when you feel anxious. So that's something which is so relatable about this poem, because even though we are all teachers, there are moments when we also go through such emotions, that
Yes.
will a class go well, will my students accept me, will they be able to respond to what I'm trying to explain to them, will they do very well in their test, will the last benchers do very well in the test. So we are also, these are commonplace. I mean, these are worries that every single person goes through, but few have it in them to express these worries, these concerns, and these anxieties the way you have done. So it's really a beautiful piece for me, because it is, as Radhika ma'am had earlier said, it's so raw. Yeah, it's so raw in the manner in which it foregrounds the student's vulnerability, and that for me is something which is very, very heartening and very, very relatable about this poem. Radhika ma'am, whom is it
And
by?
this is by Aisha Faruqi from FY BCom. And
Okay.
students, it's also very encouraging for us as teachers and slightly older people than you, that it takes a lot of courage to be so self-aware. and we have been talking a lot about exploration of the self, reflections, etc. And the first step towards that requires a lot of courage, a lot of guts, and this deep curiosity. And it's so wonderful that all of you, and these are just some examples and samples, all of you have initiated that particular journey of self exploration. And as sir pointed out, that it's not just the journey, right? I mean, no, it's not just the destination, it's the journey that counts. It's the journey that is so relevant and important. And reading these pieces gives us that sense of insight into your journey. And we really want to thank you for making this happen, for trusting us with these pieces, and for actually taking that this process of self exploration so seriously. We are really, really, we applaud your courage and your ability to express and articulate.
And it's so wonderful, right, Radhika, when they wrote about family, society, some of these things which we literally think, okay, at this age, we still need to learn from these poems, because sometimes the range of emotions they've thought, what a first year goes through. Many a time, we go through a lot of things, but we don't want to express, oh, the fear of being judged, or what others will say, what others will. But these students so beautifully, in very simple words, have explained. In fact, motivated us, okay, whatever comes to your mind, you need to write it down. You write it down, it makes things very much easier. Express your emotions. I think that's something which all of you all have done wonderfully, and it was a pleasure reading each of these entries for us.
Uh, so we were also thinking of maybe having these creative entries maybe displayed in college or via maybe some platform, and we will be coming to you maybe soon to request some platform to do so.
Because it's beautiful. We can
Yeah.
share with you for all these entries.
Yeah, exactly. You know how your English department they comes out that book.
Yes,
What is
sir.
that book?
The
Book and
What
bake
do
magazine.
you call
sale.
that event?
Yeah,
The book and
book
bake
and
Book and
bake
sale.
bake
sale.
sale.
Yeah. So yes, so this kind of thing, we must display.
Yes, sir.
So the
Surely,
students
sir.
will also get encouraged. And like I said, this is not a lie, this last
I think it got freezed. I think the
I think
screen.
that network issues.
Yeah,
I'll remove this
yeah,
maybe.
okay,
yeah.
network issue. Over to you again. Over to you. Over to you.
Okay, sir, we will have this conversation later, sir. I think
Yes, later on. Yeah.
those were some selections that we had decided to sort of discuss, and we have also short over time. But that's the thing. I mean, we have so much to say to you, students, that it will
That's
never be enough. And with this, over to Anamika ma'am, Firdaus ma'am, in case there's any concluding remarks, and definitely from sir to finally come to a closure of Diksharam 23-24, the student induction program.
Yeah.
students, we would first and foremost like to thank you all for your continuous participation in the SIP, and we're going to share a Google form with you for the SIP journal, which we want you to maintain, which is a documentation. Each session, our speakers gave you all a reflective journal activity. We are going to give you all those activities where you can view our YouTube. We'll be sending you the link for our YouTube sessions, whatever sessions we've had online, which are already available with you. We'll also be letting you know, sending you the form. Please do fill up the form, fill the journal, do share your feedback with us, whatever suggestions you have, where we can improve next year, where you could bring the session more enriching to you. We learn from each of these experiences, so of course we are looking forward to that. And any help, any doubts, any queries you have for the journal, please reach out to any one of us. We also have a SIP email ID. You can reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And we had a great last year's record, and we literally want you to give a tough fight to that record and have more journal entries from you. Looking forward to your lovely participation in the journal entry, as you've been a fabulous students. And a little thanks to Srila ma'am and the Bulkar sir also for continuously encouraging us wherever we've gone to them, for guiding us, for helping us in planning out these sessions for you. So thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, for all the help to us. Over to you,
Yeah,
Anamika, ma'am.
I only to thank Dr. Sunil also. I admit, sir, there are people Dr. Sheila. And of course, as Firdaus said, it is, politics is a continuous process. We want, your feedback to improve it. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
So
Formally, on behalf of Team SIP, I extend my thanks to my team members, Radhika ma'am, Firdaus ma'am, and we also thank Dr. Dabulkar sir and Dr. Sheila Dasgupta ma'am, who could take out time from their busy schedule to be a part of our session and give their insightful comments to all the students. And students, now we hope to hear from you in terms of the reflections that you send us as part of your SIP journals. As Firdaus ma'am said, we will send across a link that you can attach your SIP journal to. Please remember that the journal completion is very, very important for the final completion of your SIP journey and for the certification process. So please send across your reflections to us. We will circulate a message for the same, and looking forward to hearing from you. There will also, remember, there will also be a post SIP form that we will be sending across. So ensure that you fill that as well, because as we had said earlier, that will help you achieve a kind of a comparative analysis between, where you were at the beginning of this journey and how far you have come. One is not saying that we have ended the journey. This is still just the beginning, but it will be nice to see some kind of a movement, some kind of a progression, and I'm sure that there is definitely some progression that has happened for all of you students, as much as it has happened for us who have been your partners in this journey. So really looking forward to now hearing from you. Students, in case you face any difficulty in completing your journals, definitely reach out to us. But please do watch the sessions in case you haven't already. The online sessions are definitely there on our channel. You can watch these at your convenience, and the reflective questions are mentioned during the sessions. So you will have to watch these sessions in order to find out what those reflective questions are. And the session itself will provide you a kind of a background to reflect on. And the offline sessions that were conducted, a part of that also will be uploaded online in due course of time, in case you need to recap, in case you need to jog your memories a little bit. That will help you. So we will send across all of these details to you with all the relevant links. Please keep a lookout for it, and please stay connected, because that is literally the point of this entire exercise. Stay connected, stay in touch, and looking forward to hearing from you. So on behalf of Team SIP, thank you so much, and I think that is a wrap from our side.
I just have one more addition. Last but not the least, the entire student body who helped us manage the sessions offline and have been a constant point of contact, be it for forwarding our messages, be it being available in college at just one phone call. The entire student council team,
Council,
all the volunteers who signed up to help us, and who are also are willing to further help us for any kind of work. We couldn't have done it without you. So students, this is a program which has been for you and which has been made possible by your classmates, and we hope that you continue to also support us and be with us in this journey, on and on. So
yes.
once again, thank you so much from
Also,
team.
the attendance link will share with them. No attendance link I've shared in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Students, please fill in the attendance link. It has been shared by Firdaus ma'am in the chat box. I think in the
Radhika
comments
ma'am will be
section.
sharing that.
i'm
Share
just
it.
i'm just
Yeah.
sending it
Radhika
one.
ma'am is
Yeah.
sharing it in the comments section. Ensure that you fill in the attendance for
You
every
will
student.
get it one on your YouTube comment section once you um, refresh the page.
So thank you very much once
They
again. I
will
know.
also be able to view it once they are viewing the YouTube thing.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Thank you so much, students. See you all in classes.
See you.
Thank you.